Drive into Kenya's capital on any day of the week to Nairobi's bustling streets and witness a nation in love with the mobile phone. Virtually everyone has one, and if they aren't talking on it, they are texting with it or just holding it.
Where would you be without it?
Without it,
Yeah, if you
my life will definitely come to a stop.
Why?
Because, okay, I do a lot of stuff with my phone. Like, it runs my life.
Yeah.
I meet my clients, I call them, I text them.
So it's important to you.
It's very important to me.
Mobile phone usage is exploding here, everywhere in sub-Saharan Africa, growth of 18% every year. The population in Kenya is 43 million. Roughly 30 million have cell phones.
The phone phenomenon in Kenya isn't just about numbers, it's about the way people use phones here.
One recent study revealed some startling statistics. It showed that many Kenyans would sacrifice food and clothing just to recharge their phone credit.
And what we find is that, when inflation is running high and disposable income reduces, people spend just as much on cell phones, but would reduce the quantity and the quality of their food they eat.
Bob Colimo is the head of Safaricom, which has 17 million of Kenya's 30 million subscribers.
Here in Kenya, and probably in many other African countries, the cell phone is a productive tool. It's not a luxury item.
It's gone well beyond talking and texting, or SMS as it's often called here. M-Pesa, Safaricom's mobile payment system, is in its 7th year now. It uses simple texting technology, and it is the most developed in the world. People can deposit and withdraw, transfer money to anyone in Kenya.
If you only have 30 shillings, and 30 shillings will get you a bus ride back home. Actually, you would spend that 30 shillings on buying airtime rather than the bus ride, because if you have the 30 shillings as airtime, you can then call someone and ask for the money to be sent.
That is an enormous convenience. Many Kenyans don't have a bank account. The majority do not have credit cards, and they live in rural, remote places where getting to a bank is difficult.
Mobile technology has become ubiquitous, so it's no longer a preserve of certain people in different socioeconomic ladders.
Dennis Gakunda is a program manager at Google in Nairobi. Dell and Microsoft are here too, all because of the mobile tech boom.
Everyone has one, and because everyone has one, it's transforming how people do many other things beyond just communicate. They started off as just communication tools, but they've been used from everything to sending money back to people up country, to payments.
180 miles north of Nairobi, Catherine Mimona surveys her latest banana crop. Her phone is always with her because it helps track the fluctuating prices on the markets with an app called M-Farm.
I go to the M-Farm application and I simply query on the price for bananas. I then await the answer, which will give me the price for bananas within Nairobi.
So it's really just as simple as punching in a number and asking a question.
Yeah, it's a matter of efficiency, really leveraging on technology, and that's the future for this country and for the farmers of this country. So that you don't have to spend all your time and money going to Nairobi to find out what the markets are like. You can get the scenario right where you are.
It means Catherine Mimona regularly doubles her profits because she doesn't need to rely as much on the middleman.
I'm then able to go to the same M-Farm and advertise my commodity that I've got a ton of bananas to sell at 20 shillings per kilo, all right? Simply because I know the expectations of the Nairobi market or the Mombasa market. So yes, it does help me make more money.
So there is an enormous appetite for apps, and the mobile boom is fueling a whole new generation of young African entrepreneurs. MobiDev is one of many tech startups in Kenya specializing in app development. The team at MobiDev is just about ready to release its latest app, designed to help parents find missing children, essentially a mobile link to data at police stations and children's homes across the country. The majority of Kenyans don't have smartphones, so many of the services and apps are the texting kind, low tech but effective. One helps people cope with Nairobi's notorious traffic.
You've burned a lot of fuel in the traffic. So combined, all that loss combined is a lot of money to the economy.
Labanu Kune was so tired of the traffic, he designed a program to try to beat it. Send a text and you get a traffic report.
What our app does is basically reroute people from troubled roads to less troubled roads.
There's even an app for making a bus ride easier and safer. Catching a bus is usually chaotic and complicated. Trying to buy a ticket, fraught with difficulty. BebaPay makes it incredibly easy. The rider buys a BebaPay card before or after getting on the bus. That card is loaded with money, which can last days or even weeks. The conductor then uses a special app in his smartphone to tap the card and charge the fare.
It's convenient because sometimes you have to follow the conductor around for change, but with BebaPay, it's just direct.
The idea came from Google's office in Nairobi. It is transforming the way bus owners do business. Before, it was virtually impossible for them to track what they were making.
Bus owners are able to get like a dashboard, seeing in real time how much they're collecting as every tap is made. We had a case where the bus owner simply downloaded their sales reports for a couple of days, were able to present this to a bank, and they were able to see cash flow, like strong evidence of cash flow.
Commuters are benefiting in other ways. Nairobi's matatus, those minibus taxis, now feature Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it doesn't cost me money. It's very little.
But it's worth it
Yeah, it is worth it.
because you get more customers.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on Wi-Fi, you're most likely to do what you wish to do. And it's very interesting. You're chatting with people, you're doing your serious business on the net.
Technology has even reached some of the poorest slums of Nairobi. This is Gorogocho, home to over 100,000 people.
People here don't have much. Unemployment is very high, and if they do have a job, they earn very little. But virtually everyone has one of these.
Inexpensive brands, but they are just as connected as everyone else. And thanks to one service, lives are being saved here. Pregnant women in Gorogocho can access an SMS text-based service to keep in touch with Grace Onyango, a midwife here. She monitors their progress. I feel safe and comfortable, she says. I can communicate and get these services, especially when I am not feeling well. I know the support is here, she says. And Grace uses her own cell phone to tie into a new system, monitored 24/7 by a doctor.
Now, like here, someone is saying that a mother is bleeding after delivery immediately from the umbilical cord. And that baby has just been born. And so my intervention now will be sending a nurse to go there with an ambulance immediately.
The infant mortality rate in Kenya as a whole and in the slums in particular is among the highest in the world. This simple texting service is making a difference.
We never knew text messages could actually save lives. Until we started this, we have saved so many mothers.
Saving lives and changing lives. Technology and the mobile phone is having a profound impact on the way people do things in Africa.